Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is MIIKEL Grace and today we're going to be talking about my fashion brand MIIKEL. Let's get into it. So, I'm just going to get to it. Starting a fashion brand is not easy. Trust me, I've made my fair share of mistakes, but I'm going to be breaking down what I've learned along the way and how I launched MIIKEL. Bit of a disclaimer, I have a cold, so just don't watch how I speak, but we're pushing through. Hey guys, I'm just going to give you a bit of a backstory on how even MIIKEL came about and how I knew this was the path that I wanted to take. So ever since I was a young girl, I always knew that fashion was the path that I wanted to take. It's just something that I feel like God let me know what my calling is in life very early on. So I remember in primary school, in after school club, I was always drawing like wedding dresses and always drawing things clothes related. I wish that I saved the wedding dresses because they were actually quite good for my age. Like I was just really drawing, sketching, I was just sitting there, yeah, just creating some beautiful wedding dresses. Like I feel like I always knew from an early age. You know that TikTok, Maddie knew from an early age.
Maddie knew who she was from a very early age.
That was me. No, but let me be serious. But yeah, like I always knew what I'm here to do in this life, and I thank God that I'm fortunate enough to know what my calling was, I guess. I feel like I do have other callings, but I feel like that was something that was made known to me from a young age. So I used to be sketching, just drawing. I'm just so fascinated with everything fashion. As I grew up, I was always into magazines and shoots and all of that. And I even had like a MIIKEL subscription. I feel like when my mum knew I was interested, she got me like a subscription. Yeah, so I was just fascinated with everything clothes, really. Fascinated with all like the designer brands and, you know, how they create pieces. So it was just a thing that I knew in my heart. But then I did take an academic route, graduate and everything like that. Still then, I was still figuring myself out, and I didn't have that signal in my heart that I was ready to go and start making clothes. So I kind of just did my own thing, really. I was just trying to make ends meet and just figure it out, because after uni life is very stressful. Very, very stressful. But yeah, just kind of figuring it out, and then, you know, just figure out how am I gonna do what, and you know how it goes. So yeah, there was one time that I was sitting down in my room and I got that go ahead in my heart. So then I was just so excited. I was looking for manufacturers, and before this time I was studying brand owners, so I was literally watching everything they were doing, how they were doing things. And fortunately enough, a brand owner at the time, she was dropping free games, so that's where I found some manufacturers, where they found manufacturers, just how they do things. I was literally studying those that have cracked the code essentially. So before I had that go ahead, I kind of like watched everything they do, because obviously like they've been on the journey. And yeah, so I got that go ahead, and then MIIKEL came about. Initially I didn't know what the name was going to be called, but I did want it to reflect me and also kind of like honor God at the same time. Right, so MIIKEL actually means who is like God, and I feel like because my name is MIIKELA, it just kind of makes sense, MIIKEL, you know. And it just had that like cool balance, like it wasn't too girly, but it just had that cool edge that I like, and it honors God, because obviously God's giving his talent, and I feel like you should honor him in different ways, so that's how I chose to do it. So yeah, and then it was coming to like, you know, looking at names, if it's trademark, this and that. So I saw that MIIKEL, the original spelling, MIKEL, was already gone and taken, so I just did double I. And it ended up being cool, and I really like it that way, it had some edge. So then I ended up trademarking the name, because I'm not playing about that, because I knew that when I'm ready to launch and this, that and the third, I'm not gonna have it someone taking my name. Can you imagine? And there's some wicked people on this earth that will do that. I literally saw a TikTok where somebody trademarked, you know, Angela Patron, her brand name after she launched. Like, people are wicked.
Why has someone trademarked Can Be Skin?
Are you being for real?
Babe, someone trademarked Can Be Skin. And I think what is even upsetting me about it is the fact that it's not even like a genuine conflict. You know how like people have conflict of trademarks, like maybe someone's called Pearl and then they're called Pearly something. They don't want that headache. But I actually checked that before I done Can Be Skin. That's why it was available. Babe, someone went to go trademark it. So I'm like, wow. Open it up, see where they when they trademarked it, babe. A month after I publicly launched, so I publicly started posting that something was coming with Can Be in September. They've trademarked it in November, babe.
You know, like, I just can't believe it. So I wasn't playing no games. I said, you know, this is my name. Nobody is gonna take it from me. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, so that's kind of how like I got my name, but it's something that I felt in my heart again. I feel like I was waiting. I always be waiting for that signal that, yeah, this is what it's going to be called. So that's kind of how like I operate on what my heart feels when it's time to go. So I kind of did it. I wasn't 100% ready, not gonna lie. Like, I wasn't all the prepared. I just knew it was time to start. So obviously I'm just excited. I was like, woo, I started my brand. Like, you know, I was doing a lot of background work and everything like that. So yeah, quite naive about the whole business thing, but the excitement, the love and the passion was there, and the creativity. So yeah, I was just kind of like thinking, what pieces should I do? And then it's kind of like when I visualize an idea, it's sometimes like halfway from when I'm sleeping. I don't know how to describe it. Like, sometimes I'm not even fully awake and I like see an idea, or I'll just be like staring into space or something, and the idea will come. Like, it just comes so randomly, so immediately I kind of draw it down on like a random piece of paper. Even times at work, something came to my head, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Or I get inspiration from a fabric that I see, and I kind of make like a garment of that. So then yeah, so that's kind of how like I created my collections so far, and the pieces to come. Some pieces marinated, and because everything happens for a reason, but I will get into the upcoming pieces shortly. So yeah, that's kind of how I was doing it. I remember just having that excitement and that naivety, just doing running around, but I did struggle with the manufacturers. I feel like that should be a separate video by itself, because these manufacturers will drive you insane. They will drive you up the wall, and they will make you cry, certainly. But there'll be more in-depth discussions when you guys see the designer dialogue episodes. I'll talk about that a little bit later on. So yeah, just kind of navigating that, and then just kind of working, trying to make the money to make the samples, make sure it's perfect, being on job with it. So yeah, then obviously when I announced it, when did I announce it? I can't remember the exact date, but I announced it like, guys, I'm coming up my own brand, just so happy, had people following, you know, the excitement was there. That made me more excited. I was like, oh my god, yes. Have people to buy, people say they're gonna buy it, this is so perfect. So I was just really excited, you get what I mean? So had the adrenaline going, and then I think after, like, I had a breakup, and that really put, you know, I really put my foot on the pedal. After that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. So that kind of gave me that extra push at the time. And yeah, just kind of been that since then. So then I had my first shoot, which went really, really well. Like, I was just so happy. It was the first shoot of dreams, but I will insert some clips so you guys can see. It just went so well. I was just so happy. Like, I was nearly drawn to tears. Perfect. You know, at the time I just used my friends as models. I found this really beautiful location, and this gorgeous park. Yeah, everything was just perfect, really. The photographer was so good. yeah, it just went the way I wanted it to go. But then I think that shortly afterwards, like, the manufacturer crushed my dreams. So basically, when you agree to a design with a manufacturer, you will talk about the payment terms. So they kind of shared with me a payment term, but then it changed towards the end, and I started panicking because they told me one thing, and then when it was time, you know, for me to release, they told me another thing. So imagine I've already released, like, kind of like the launch day, thinking, I've planned it in my head, I've written the plan down. I was stressed and I didn't have all the money at that time because of I planned it to what they told me initially. I was stressed, crying, and I remember at the time it happened to also a friend of mine as well. Like, what they did exactly the same thing to her, but at the time, I think it happened to her earlier. Then obviously I was speaking about it, and I was thinking, oh no, this is my manufacturer said. Then shortly after, the same thing happened to me. So I was crying. I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Because I've already announced the date, people are excited, and I was just like, oh my god, I don't even know what to do. So I don't know, I just had to think fast, and luckily I managed to get help at the time, which I'm so grateful for. And then yes, I was launching October, yeah, around my birthday. I thought, you know what, let me do it around my birthday. I felt that will make it more special. So then I was launching, so then I was just making posts once I got the pictures, the edited pictures, posting on Instagram, TikTok, wherever, you know, posting YouTube, anything that I had available at the time. I was really excited, and the launch day came, and it wasn't what I expected, I'm not gonna lie. With everyone gassing me up and this, that and the third, I expected a different outcome. So I was a bit shocked and taken aback, do you get what I mean? Obviously sales did come in, but I was just thinking like, oh, you know, it was very, what do you call it, what's the word, underwhelming, do you get what I mean? Like, I thought, like, you know them videos where the orders would just be shooting in from the start. That's how I felt at the time, and I feel like that's how people made me feel, like, oh my god, yes, when are we going, this. So obviously me, I'm excited, I was like, yes, we have a hit. You know what I mean? But you know, the reality was like very different, you know, and I was like, okay, cool. I didn't let that discourage me. So I kept going, posting. I was getting some sales, but then it was quite difficult. I found marketing and having to post every single day frustrating. Dealing with the stress of the manufacturers on top of that, because I think at the time I didn't have all my stock with me, so kind of trying to deal and navigate with that was just really stressful. Overworking myself to make sure that things are going well, like, because it's really expensive, like the cost of everything, and to make it look the way you want to look as well is expensive. But you know, I was willing to pay the price because I believed in it so much. So obviously now I could see that, you know, I don't enjoy the marketing, I don't enjoy the business side of business. I love the creating, I love the creativity, like, it just comes to me naturally. Like, I just love putting ideas together and making it my own. Like, I absolutely love it. But when it comes to the business side of it and the posting and the marketing, like, honestly, it's really a nightmare for me. Like, honestly, like, post it every single day, then I'm working, I'm doing this. I felt like because I was doing a lot of things, it's hard, you know what I mean, to stay motivated. You're just tired, overworked, and obviously I was doing long hours there, and so it's just like, when is it gonna happen, you know? So it was kind of a frustrating process, I would say, if I'm honestly speaking. I didn't actually know 100% what to do. Like, I still am figuring it out now, but I do have more knowledge. But I'm not gonna lie, like, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just doing, you know, because I felt that it was right for me to start. So I didn't actually know what I was doing, I'm not gonna lie. But then there's nothing wrong with that, do you get what I mean? You build your experience, you perfect yourself as you go along. And, you know, sometimes I can be really hard on myself and, you know, just put too much pressure on myself. But there is beauty in growth, and there's beauty in mistakes as well, because, you know, I made mistakes, and I'm grateful for those mistakes, because the knowledge that I have now, and the first two collections have taught me, for the third ones it will be even better, the launch will be even better, do you get what I mean? I've learned from those two things, and if I didn't start then, I would have no idea. If I procrastinated, I would still be at the same clueless start, do you know what I mean, that I had. I was grinding, shout out to Renee, you know, jugging.
I've been out here jugging. So when I'm jugging, I'm not trying to look good when I'm fucking jugging. I ain't got time to look good when I'm hustling. I've got to look like this to hustle more. Because when I look like this, it motivates me. Yeah, Ren, go get that bag, my nigga.
I was joking. I was doing everything to kind of like make sure the money was there. It was really stressful and it did take a toll on me, but I did have that fire, and you know, it was quite depleting because I had an idea of how I was going to go in my head and it didn't work out that way. You know what I mean? I think, and I let excitement consume me because I was just so excited. I was just, yeah, letting excitement consume me, just doing whatever, do you get what I mean? But again, that's my journey. And yeah, like I was just doing that, trying to build an audience. I did try and give some items out to some influencers. Some did wear, some didn't wear, like just have my parcels. Like when they were the one that asked to wear it, like I just don't understand, but that's a topic for another day. And even if they wear it and posted as well, because that's what gifting is for, especially starting out, your business doesn't have the capital to be, you know, paying 800 and 1,000 pounds, this, that, and whatever they charge, you know what I mean? So yeah, I was just trying out the gifting route, and then it got to a point where I was just so desperate to have that, you know, pop-in moment. I was recommending an influencer, and I actually do like her content. So, and this is the one time, because I wasn't hesitant about paying them, because it's like you just never know if you're going to get the return back, do you get it? So it's the anticipation of that, and I already don't have the money to be wasting. Do you get what I mean? So it's an influencer that I did like, you know, I reached out to. Her price was a bit high. No, it wasn't a bit high. Her price was really high. But, you know, I was like, you know what? Let me just try. And it might just change my life. It might just work out for me. It might just, you know, give me what I want. You know what I mean? And, yeah, so I tried it out, and a complete waste of money because I didn't get one sale, you know, from the post. So I was thinking... I was thinking, what the hell? Like, I could have used that money for something else. Do you get what I mean? And nothing against them, but it's just that it's just not you don't have that guarantee. I feel like brand owners do talk about this. It's just not that guarantee. So they do use the gifting route, and sometimes when you do message like brand owners when they are blowing, and they always kind of say they just do gifting, just DM or emails and stuff like that. So I was just kind of doing that. But then again, you can send your items out, and there's no guarantee of a post. They just want an item, but you're not going to post. And I feel like when you're still starting up, it's a challenge, because obviously your name is not fully out there. So obviously, you know, some people will just wait, or they just don't regard it as much, because until your name is out there, do you get what I mean? Or until someone big wears it. So it is a challenge in the beginning in that realm. Before I began my second collection, I remember I was feeling so low, depleted, just so like it wasn't going how I expected to, and just the difficulties that I was, you know, facing after launch as well. And I just, like I said, I just didn't enjoy the marketing side, so I hired someone to do the marketing for me. It did take a weight off my shoulder, and it allowed me to be in my creative bag again. I didn't have to think about posting 3 times a day or posting this or the email marketing, as I heard that email marketing does drive sales and stuff like that. So it was just really helpful. Yeah, so then I got in my creative bag again, and I designed my second collection. I really love this collection. It was so cute. Just the vibes, you know what I mean? And I got a good reception from my fashion illustrations when I posted on social media. But yeah, again, you know, the challenges occurred and stuff like that. But yeah, let's get into it. Designing my second collection was a dream, but everything else was a nightmare. Like, I'm still disturbed by it to this day. I was really excited about this job, and like I thought the pieces were gorgeous. But yet again, I'm having troubles with manufacturers. Like, I sampled so many times. Like, I feel like the whole leading up to the second shoot was just disastrous. From the manufacturer to the photographer I chose, like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, it was just disaster after disaster. I just couldn't believe it. And I'm someone that really, like, prides myself on quality and stuff like that. So what I had to deal with was crazy. So obviously, found these manufacturers. I was trying them out because I wanted to just try some new manufacturers out, and I think the other one was just high, like the minimum quantity ordering was high. I didn't need that amount, so I was like, okay, let me just explore some new options, and that's what I did. And I'm not gonna lie, I sampled so many times. I was so mad, and obviously I set a date for my shoot, thinking that, okay, cool, we'll get it at this time. They did not send the correct, or there was the reformed samples in time, so I had to use the old one because I couldn't reschedule the shoot. Like, it was just like, I was just so upset. And then on top of that, I had meetings with the person that I chose to shoot the shoot. So basically, I was online, I was looking for models and stuff like that, and then I saw a package that came up for brand owners, and they had the audience, the platform had the audience I was after. So then I saw that and I thought, this makes sense because it's about the same price of a model as well. They offer so many stuff in that package, and I was thinking, the audience is what I need. I have the quality, I have the clothes, like there's so many people that like it, you know. People have told me when they did order the quality, it's so good. What else? Like, I just had the products, I just needed the awareness. So I was like, this is cool, this is maybe what the step I should take. So I had meetings with him and stuff like that, and I meant to mention that I did want a camera there because they did say on their package that they had it was like an iPhone, like, but a good one. And some iPhones truthfully can be good, but I kind of still wanted a camera for that professional look. I know how I want my stuff, so yeah. So on the day of the shoot for the second collection, was setting up, really excited, but then I noticed that I didn't have the camera. So I asked him, you know, what happened to the camera? Do you know what I mean? But I just took on like a champ. I said, okay, cool, whatever, let's just start the shoot. One of the models was late. I was just really stressed. Like, I was just thinking like 3 hours late or something like that. I was thinking, oh my gosh, like, you know, time's of essence. Like, I haven't got much time, do you know what I mean? So it was just really a lot of stress, but then I was still hopeful. I was like, okay, do you know what? Even though I haven't got the camera there, let me just still, you know, be hopeful, because I know that iPhones can give really good quality at times. But it's not the same quality as the actual camera, but, you know, it can work. So yeah, then, yeah, we're just going to shoot. Friends were there, it was good vibes, no problems, until I got the pictures back. Like, guys, I wanted to scream. Like, I wanted to scream. I did get some money back because I thought that was just so ridiculous. And then he did have like some mini camera where he took some pictures. I'm thinking, okay, cool. I wanted the pictures, especially for on your website, you want it to be as professional as possible. And I retook some of my first collection just to kind of refresh my website, you know, just give it that zhuzh. Like, I literally, when I saw pictures, and he was trying to avoid, when I was asking him, the ones on the camera, and I can see why when he was trying to avoid it, because I was just thinking, what kind of pictures, do you get what I mean? You say you're a photographer, you're gonna take pictures, you can do shoots, but what kind of quality do you get? So I was so upset. Like, the pictures they took on the phone didn't come out how I envisioned it, neither did the edits. Okay, cool. The edits, I wanted like a grainy vibe for the shoot, do you get what I mean? When I tell you, the edit, a 2-year-old would do better, do you know what I mean? Editing the pictures in the way that I wanted. I was screaming, I was thinking, just how the hell am I gonna show this to people and be like, yeah, buy my stuff, when the pictures don't even look like, neither do the edits. So I was so mad. So I had to get like the plain pictures he took, and then kind of like work with it myself. I did want an indoor vibe, you know, I wanted an indoor vibe, so that worked, you know, just to change it up a bit. But yeah, I was just so annoyed. It was just a disaster, honestly. So I kind of have to fix it myself. And obviously, it's a lot of money doing these things, you know. So to find a whole other set, like, waste of time, waste of money, waste of model, and paid almost double again was a nightmare. So I just kind of had to fix it and work with what I had. So yeah, and even just talking, it's just thinking that it just made me realize how many like opportunities are out there. They don't even care about the quality of their work, they just care about the money. And you really have to be careful with who you are working with, and you know, who you invest your time with. So yeah, it was just quite stressful for me. It was just quite gut-wrenching, but you know, the show must go on. I've already delayed enough. I've already been delayed by my manufacturer, being delayed by the person I chose to do this package deal with. Like, it was just crazy. Like, and I just thought, how, like, even just unprofessional, not answering damn questions. Like, I was just thinking, what kind of, you get what I mean? Like, I just don't have time for rubbish, you get it? Like, especially when it comes to certain things, like, you want the money so fast, but just to give it back, and not even to get a return back, will take your time when you did like a shit job. It was just horrible. Like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, I couldn't believe you're declaring you're good at this and this and this, but you can't even take a picture. Like, it was crazy. So yeah, after my second collection, again, you know, just trying to reach your audience, your desired audience, and again, come across challenges along the way. I feel like this fashion business, or business in general, it's just really difficult, and it will draw you to tears, you know. So yeah, I just kept pushing, just posting, but then there's also kind of some disconnects, and I'm just thinking, why is it not reaching the mass audience? Because I've got the product, what is it? So it's just kind of figuring that out and going back to the drawing board. I had a content day, and that went really, really well. Just posting, got a good reception and stuff like that, and it was growing my page, well, mainly on TikTok. It did help. I'm just posting regularly, having that content, but it's just really hard because all of these things, when it comes to marketing, it's just so expensive. Like, content days, finding the models and who's going to take your videos or pictures for the content days, and this, that and the third. So it is very expensive, so it's challenging to keep that constant, do you get what I mean? But you know, you just have to be creative and find ways to reach, you know, your desired audience, which is something that I'm currently working on. I have to be better at you know, reaching my, like, pushing to reach my desired audience, and just kind of maintaining momentum, do you get what I mean? Because I feel like it's so important, you know, building that anticipation. Like, right now, like, I'm currently in my sampling stages again, but obviously the experiences from the previous launches have taught me a lot, and speaking to other designers, and it's just so, like, when you speak to other designers, you realize you're really not alone in this journey. Like, from talking to manufacturers, from the expenses, from the money you waste, from the people that are opportunists, you know what I mean? Like, we're actually all not alone, and this is why I'm doing the designer dialogue, which you guys will see an episode soon. I'm really excited for you guys to see and hear this raw, honest conversation about owning a fashion brand, because it's really hard. Like, I know I'm laughing, it's not funny, but it is really hard. But you know, and I feel like I suffer from perfectionism as well, and I feel like if I've decided how it's gonna go, my head doesn't go, it can be quite disappointing. So I guess I'm setting myself up. But there's also, and I'm teaching myself, there's beauty in growth, there's beauty in, you know, developing as well. Because I feel like, yes, it might be good in one part, but creativity is just not enough. Like, you need to know what you're doing, you know what I mean? So that's stuff that I'm all gonna implement for when I release the next pieces, and just learn from my mistakes and stuff like that. And I feel like, honestly, I'm happy I made them earlier on, because that way, you know, when, you know, MIIKEL does blow, I'll just be on job, do you know what I mean? I've already had this experience, I'll know what to do. Yeah, I'll just be on job. So yeah, that's kind of like a condensed, you know, talk about how my journey has been as a fashion brand owner. You know, I'm just kind of working behind the scenes at the moment. So yeah, just working, just perfecting things, just making sure things are right, so when I do like pop out again, you know, different results will be had. Do you know what I mean? Because I believe in MIIKEL so much, and I believe we'll get there. But there's also, again, like, all of our favorite brands, they started from somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Everyone has a journey. This is just my journey, you know, my story to tell. And one day, you know, when I'm a proper blow, do you know what I mean, my brand blows, I will be sharing this, and then, you know, it will become like pain to inspiration, do you know what I mean? Or like hardship to inspiration, do you get it? Something like that. But yeah, I can't wait for you guys to see what I'm working on. But what I would advise though, when, you know, launching a product, I think that, you know, you can have a good product, like a white t-shirt. So many people have white t-shirts, but what are you putting out there to make sure people go to your white t-shirt? Do you get what I mean? Like, what, like, you need to push, like, build that brand awareness, build that audience before launch, build that excitement. So, do you get what I mean? When you do launch, you know, all the things like the sales and this, that, and the third are covered, and you do get some money back into your business. And, you know, I do believe in like reinvesting, so any money from sales, reinvest back into your business. So yeah, stay tuned for the Designer Dialogues. It's coming very soon. I'm really excited. Like I shared before, in my welcome to my channel video, there are some exciting guests that, you know, I'm going to be speaking with, and I hope it reaches more designers and they will love to speak on this series. Yeah, it's just really good. I actually did film some, and it should be coming out very soon. There's been technical difficulties, but it's fine, we'll work with it. But you know, in this game something will happen, but it's just how you react. Thank you so much guys for watching this video and hearing a snippet of my journey about MIIKEL. I'm excited. I will be filming some BTS scenes and taking you in the process of building a garment of my next collection, and showing you a bit more behind the scenes once the ball is rolling a bit more. So yeah, just stay tuned, and yeah, just look out for the Designer Dialogue, which is coming soon. I'm really excited for you guys to see. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is MIIKEL Grace, and today we have a special episode